It's electric. Football with Steve Stu and that guy.
Hi, I'm back.
Tim Murray's back.
Tim Murray is back in the house.
Hey, before we
And
start,
suited up, I might add.
First time for everything.
I found a way to stop concussions in the NFL. Let's go back to the leather helmets.
It doesn't look like a penis at all.
Not at all.
It
Pull it in.
It doesn't, or you don't.
That brings me to why I was.
No,
that's
but
why
it
I've been
looks good
gone.
on you.
I went on a fact-finding mission, and I discovered that rugby is like football. I've been out watching rugby for the past 3 weeks instead of being here. Everyone's a fullback. There's no pansy quarterbacks. No one wears a helmet, and there are fewer concussions than in the NFL.
And no one watches.
And after the
No
game,
one cares.
After the game, they shoot the boot and they do the elephant walk.
And then they all go out drinking together instead of tweeting each other like assholes.
Wow, I missed a lot.
Yeah.
You did.
Speaking of missing things, how about that sound guy in the Vikings game?
It's good.
He
No,
missed
it's not.
he missed the fact that giant defensive linemen were running at him.
Oh.
Speaking of the Vikings, we're on
You didn't hear it coming.
Thanksgiving,
We are
and it's the game of the day.
Wow.
And it is. It's a great game. It's actually a pretty good slate if you were a fan of football in the 70s. You got some classic teams going against each other. 3 weeks ago, we may have blown the division at home by blowing a game late against Detroit. We have a chance to get it back, but I don't think we're going to. And I don't think we're going to because we won last week, but we only won on weird plays that are not really something you can count on. 100-yard interception return, 100-yard kickoff returns. You're not getting those every week, and you're not getting two of them. I'm taking the Lions.
That's what good teams do.
They do, but they don't do it every week, unfortunately, and I
That's
don't think we're that good of a team. Look at our offense. It's anemic.
It is true.
Tim.
Well, here we have a game with two teams that live in areas that is already too fucking cold. So you're going to see a lot of frozen balls.
Like
I think the Lions are going to prevail.
Really?
I think they're on a roll. They've had a couple of tough weeks. They've had a couple of good weeks.
Well,
it's the Vikings. If you don't like it, just kind of drift to the left and
right.
drift to the right. Mostly to the left.
And then leave
well, the
forward.
Lions have been trailing in every game this season, and their running game last week averaged 0.7 yards per rush. And you can't win games like that. I'm sorry. Xavier Rhodes could possibly reinvent the 99-yard interception return. It's possible because Stafford's going to be throwing the ball a lot. Lions are only throwing. I'm taking the Vikings because you aren't.
Okay, that's a good way to bet, I might add, going against me. Washington at the Cowboys, and unfortunately, I like the Cowboys easily in this one. Kirk Cousins is having an amazingly good year.
Yes, he is.
Think of where he was a couple of years ago. Like, you're behind Robert Griffith. You're never even gonna see playing time. And suddenly he's like mussing the hair of the GM, like, you like me now.
You like that? You
Yeah,
like
I-
that?
I like me now.
So I kind of get a kick out of his antics, but I don't think they can stack up against what Dallas brings as far as just a dominant running game, a quarter. Dallas has 4 turnovers for the year, if I have my figures right, and is on pace to break the record for the least turnovers in an NFL season. So how are you going to root against a team that doesn't give up the ball, has a quarterback that's done well under pressure, has a great running back and a great offensive line? Give me Dallas, and is at home. Give me Dallas.
Well, you don't.
Well,
You might.
It happened before. It's going to happen again. The Cowboys are going to beat the Indians. And then they're going to go over to
On Thanksgiving.
South Dakota and, try to be water protectors after the game. It's horrible. Water cannon. Yay. I think you got an incredible array of talent in Dallas. Not so much in Washington. Take Romo out of Cowboys, and what do you get? You got America's team again.
True. The Skins handily defeated the lifeless Packers. I mean, they beat them. So to say their offense isn't very good, Garcon had that bomb. They've got a bit of a running game here. It's 2 of the better offenses, but I'm going with you on this because the Cowboys are home. They haven't shown that they're going to lose at home often. In fact, they're not losing a lot at all.
Not losing, period.
Prescott is showing such maturity for a rookie. It's really incredible. Even when he was maybe not looking great in the beginning of the game, by the third quarter, on all cylinders. I like Cousins a lot this year, but I'm going to take the Cowboys.
All right, and to finish up your Turkey Day, we've got the Steelers at the Colts, and this one's pretty easy. Luck's in the concussion protocol,
And he is out.
so you're looking at Scott Tolkien. I believe he wrote the Lord of the Rings.
He did.
Yeah, the Lord of the We're Not Going to Get a Rings.
Yeah,
Frodo, where are you going with that? Apparently I'm going to Dallas.
My precious.
you do have to start wondering about Luck's long-term viability as a Colt. I mean, didn't they rip his spleen out last year? Concussions this year. He's really getting. He's the best of his years are suddenly starting to look, behind him, or just barely left in front of him, and they've got nothing around him. So, yeah, this one's easy. Steelers, unless anyone wants to argue with me.
I don't know. I mean, Andrew Luck's middle name must be Ain't Got No, because he's all banged up. He's toast.
They never put anything around the guy. I mean, he has literally been a one-man show since he's been on this team. There's no way they win this game. I don't even think they would have won it with Luck. I just think Pittsburgh's that much better. However, Pittsburgh, been kind of wonky this year, but I am taking the Steelers to ruin the people in Indianapolis' Thanksgiving.
There you
Andrew
go.
Luck's a modern-day Steve Grogan.
He's not getting Wally pipped, though, by Tolstoy.
Oh, that's true.
Tolstoy. Wow, it's like non sequitur Tuesday
The
here.
quarterback. I don't know his name.
Oh, Tolstoy. Tolstoy. He wrote like War and Peace.
I read that in a can once. It was
Okay.
great.
I don't read
Titan-
the NFL.com.
Titans at the Bears. Speaking of injuries, Cutler gone. Alshon Jeffries suspended. Kyle Long gone. They're down to Matt Barkley, who I thought was out of the NFL.
I did as well.
So this one's pretty easy again. Titans, sort of the similar setup that Dallas has on offense. They let me down last week, but I don't see a way they're letting me down against the Bears without Jay Cutler.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. The Bears, they're no good without their guy.
Is the Cutler era over?
The Cutler era is gonzo.
He's not back next year, right?
He's not back. People around here are talking as possible jet.
Every cast-off, they talk possible jet.
Might be
Draft a quarterback, Jets.
right, or develop one of the ones you did draft.
Don't poke those guys because they're very bitter.
Let's move forward.
Yeah. Anyway, look, the Mariota experience is developing in Tennessee. They're not great yet. They're a couple pieces away from being a very good team for the next few years. I think they win this handling.
Yeah, easily said.
There we go.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Jags at Bills. Stu, why don't you start for something a little different?
Is McCoy playing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's important if McCoy is playing or not. I'm still taking the Bills, but statistically, the Jags defense is 7th in the league, and yet when you watch them on TV, you're going, boy, their defense sucks. They're just, I guess they're not giving up a lot of yards and everything where those stats come in, but they look like they're being attacked on every play here. Look for a lot of, if McCoy's playing, look for a lot of DeMarco Murray and, rollouts by Tolstoy. What's his name? Tyrell
Leon.
Spinks?
I don't know.
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod. I thought it was a constant velocity.
I can't read my notes.
Tim?
They're too small today.
The thing about the Jags is wherever they go, even when they're home, the team arrives in 2 yellow school buses. Because they look like a high school team, and occasionally they play sort of well, but they're just not good. The Bills, as much as it galls me to say it, are going to kick the crap out of them.
Yeah, and they're home in
Yeah.
Nick Stadium. It's cold.
I mean, the Bills, they're at home. They have a chance to stay relevant. Sammy Watkins is the other question mark. It's only Tuesday. They're saying that he might play this week, and that's a big lift to the Bills. Just having a Clemson guy on your team is always
That's all it takes.
But I like the herd here. I don't see a way that the Jaguars. Yeah, yes. Well, Buffalo.
All right.
Aren't they a herd?
Tatunka.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Chris Christie as a head coach.
Oh God, don't get me started on the Christie thing.
Well, no, he's going to be in Dallas this weekend. That's the only problem they're going to have in Dallas is keeping him off the
Because he doesn't bother being our governor, but swings on whatever nuts he can get hold of, and he slipped off of the Trump nuts. Whoa!
Because Cheeto
You're
nuts
watching
is
electric
slippery.
football.
Yes.
Yeah, it's electric football.
Sorry,
Bipartisan.
I lost it there
From
for
New
a second.
Jersey.
Bengals at the Ravens. A.J. Green lost for the season.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals hopes lost for the season. Joe Flacco might be slightly robotic, but he will crush you.
I will throw the ball downfield.
We should have beaten them.
Dalton had trouble with the Buffalo Bills defense. He's going to have trouble with the Ravens defense. Ravens aren't doing much of anything, but they are playing defense pretty well. They're going to stifle the run and play a very typical conservative game to bore us and the Bengals to death, and everyone will be asleep while the Ravens are scoring. That's how boring they are.
Last time I saw a Dalton successful, the movie was Roadhouse. Okay, so this one should be on Thanksgiving when everyone's had their second sandwich and are comatose on the couch. This is going to be the snoozer. This is going to be the forgettable.
Blame it on the tryptophan. What's it called? Tryptophan.
Yeah.
Cards at Falcons. Say it for me, boys.
Bird
fight! Sorry.
Well, that was
That's mermaids in
interesting.
the house.
Yeah, that was the most flamboyant bird fight we've ever had.
It's electric.
Card season may have ended last. That was an elimination game, and they lost it. Falcons explosive offense, and they have, I think it's 100 more points scored than the Cardinals do. That should tell you who's going to win this game alone. Just for the season, the Cardinals have not been able to put up big numbers, and they don't have as strong a defense as I thought they would at the beginning of the year. I like the Falcons to rump.
Falcons easily are going to fly right above.
Carson.
Matty Ice, forget about it.
Carson Palmer looks like Arnold Palmer, the now Arnold Palmer right now.
He's quite dead, you know.
Yeah, I know, and so is Carson. He's degenerated so badly
Johnny
this
Carson.
season.
Really?
Typically you see a slow decline. It looks like he just went right off the cliff this season. Even though Johnson's averaging over 100 yards a game, he's not able to move the ball, and you can key on that. I don't think they can keep up with the Falcons' offense. The Falcons are rested coming off the bye. They've got their guys ready to go. I think, and the Falcons really have to win this to stay in the race for the playoffs. They're not that good, and they got to win this one. Falcons.
Giants at Browns. It's easy, Giants, but their easy schedule ends this week. So all these Giants fans that are like, we've won 6 in a row, we were win 7 in a row, we're going to win 10 in a row. Forget it. The Giants are the most puffed up team this season based on the schedule. So they get another easy one here, and then that ends.
Giants should. Oh, you.
God, no, you, Tim. You're the
Giants
guest.
should play their starters for the first 15 minutes and then pull them. This is the thing. The Giants, this is their second bye week. They're the only team that gets one. Wait, how many guys play the Browns? 15 other guys?
Yeah.
16 other teams.
16
We
other
played
guys.
them and almost lost.
So, yeah, the Browns are horrible, and they'll never get any better.
Don't count them out. They've got to win a game. You got to think they got to win one game.
They
this
actually
year.
don't have to.
They have to.
There's no
Knock,
law.
knock.
There's
Are they
no
going
law
to be the
that says they have
Buccaneers?
to.
I don't know.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owen.
Owen who?
11.
uh,
Not
Cleveland's pushing for that, deplorable 0-16 here. They could win this. They shouldn't if Manning's patient. JPP gets in the quarterback's face. They should cruise to a victory, but I'm guessing it's closer than everyone thinks.
They should Victor cruise to a victory.
They should.
Thank you.
chips and salsa.
It's electric.
All right, we've got the Rams at the Saints, and Goff versus Breeze equals the Saints with ease.
Oh.
I worked that one up, folks.
Wow. See what happens when the train is slow.
And Jeff Fisher should be. What's that over my shoulder? Because his reign as the modern Marty Schottenheimer may be coming to an end soon.
At least Schottenheimer got to the playoffs. This guy's not getting.
Well, they're congratulating Jared Goff for he got under the right guy to take the snap. I mean,
Number
my
one draft
God.
pick.
Hey, you got your jersey on inside out. Hooray!
You're talking.
You mean I'm not 61? I'm really 16?
Well, we can't talk, but you're talking baby
Number
steps
9.
for Jared Goff. And, he's going up against a Hall of Famer in Drew Brees, an explosive offense at home. I like the Saints. Guys, it's a crappy week of football, isn't it?
It
other
really
than
is.
other than the Thanksgiving game.
which is unusual.
Saints, without a doubt. Breeze is going to take it to him.
Well, the Rams have an incredibly tough defense, but they also have Jared Goff. So they can slow down the Saints. The Saints aren't going to romp in this game by any means. Their front four on the Rams is very good. And, Brees is probably going to kiss the turf several times in this game. They're still going to win because the Rams can't score. keep going to say St. Louis. Excuse me, but the Rams can't score.
St. Louis
Yeah.
Rams.
L.A.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, anyway, don't take the Rams. Take the Saints.
San Fran at the Dolphins, and as we always do, Stu Pace.
I'll take this one.
Take this one.
Well, first of all, the Dolphins look like crap against the Rams for almost 4 quarters. I mean, it was really 6 minutes of good football and 54 minutes of shit. However, we're finally home again after being away on the West Coast for what seemed like an eternity, and we stayed there. We get to come home against a really pathetic defense and offense. This 49ers team is looking at next season. There's nothing for them really to play for here. The Dolphins have it all on the line. They're the one game out of being in the playoffs. We're not a playoff team, don't get me wrong, but we are much better than the 49ers here. Just a lot of Jay Ajayi and a couple Devontae Parker touchdowns, and you have a Dolphins win.
Let me jump in here because I think you are a playoff team. And I think you're a playoff team because your next games are San Francisco, Ravens, Cards, Jets, and Bills. And if you win those games, you're a playoff team.
Yeah.
If you win 3 out of 4 of those games, you're probably a playoff
I don't
team.
know. It's all muddied up in the West, though. I mean, there's 2 of those teams are going to come out of the West.
They're going to beat each other up a bit, too, though. I honestly think that you've got a favorable schedule until you end up against the Patriots. I think you're a playoff team.
I guess 2 decades of losing will do this to a fan.
Oh, and yeah, I mean, I would not have thought it at the beginning of the season.
Tom Brady era. I won't lie.
I would not.
Hey, Vinny's here.
Vinny's
Oh,
here. Hi,
Vinny.
Vinny.
We're live.
I would not have
Definitely
thought
live.
so at the beginning of the season, but with Jay Ajayi coming around and with your favorable schedule at the end of the year, ring one up for us.
Every time you hear a bell, the Dolphins get a win.
Ooh.
I think you're a playoff team.
Wow, thank
you.
I agree. I mean, the 49ers are terrible. They should actually be called the 48ers. They're going backwards.
We're subtracting.
Exactly. So next year, they'll be the 46ers because we're going to skip the 7s because it's a lucky number.
Well, the 7s are terrible. We all know that, having had children.
The Fins, I watched the Red Zone on Sunday. I got home late, and I don't live in the market. And I watched the Red Zone, and they kept putting it on because your team kept bringing the ball into the Red Zone.
Plus, there were only 2 other games.
Yeah, I mean, you waited, 47 minutes to score, right? And then
54.
Yeah, okay, so, don't worry about the math.
All right.
But yeah, it took forever to score, and then you turned around and scored again and won the game. And I told you that was going to happen.
From your 2 lips to
When your team
Don
works,
Shula's
they
ears.
work well. Tannehill looks like a quarterback. He did on Sunday.
Lucky 13 this week.
In the last 6 minutes of the game, he looked like somebody you could actually pin your hopes and dreams on.
Yeah. Well,
With any luck, he doesn't slip in the shower tomorrow.
if we get 2 guys back on the offensive line, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are a clear and present danger to my way of life.
Chargers, Texans.
Hello, this is Bill O'Brien. I'd like to report a couple of robberies. I mean, come on. Come on. Hopkins scored. He's from Clemson. He wasn't even close to out of bounds. And they made the 4th down.
Absolutely
Which
did.
changes the complexion of that. And somebody woke Jadeveon Clowney up. Clowney. They were like,
Tolstoy.
because, oh my God, suddenly he's a penetrator. Suddenly he's in the backfield. Suddenly he's blowing up backs like he did in college. I'm impressed by what Houston did in the loss. I think it actually could have been and should have been a win. And I'm taking Houston this week.
Ooh.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
My guys shut him out. My guys didn't let him in the red zone. J.J. Watt is on a milk carton right now.
True.
It's on every commercial.
Who
with
you got?
Peyton Manning.
Osweiler, who failed in Denver.
True.
With that team, he failed. He's going to get crushed. End of story. And that's okay.
Oh, wait, did he fail in Denver? He didn't really fail in Denver. Denver won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Well, he wasn't playing in that Super Bowl.
Well, yeah,
I get
I mean,
that.
that would
but-
be
If I was on
evidence.
Denver, I'd have a ring too.
But I don't know. I don't know
He got a
that he
rut.
failed. I mean, saying he failed might be a bit much.
Yeah.
Well, you had that.
I'm not saying Brock Osweiler is the reason they win this game, but I do actually like the Texans in this one
Well, they
based
got-
on what I saw last
They
night.
got Lamar Miller running again last night. Their offense looked like they were actually playing better than they have in recent weeks. Last night they looked like the team they should have looked like all season. But for those two really bad calls, I mean, this was bad calls. They could have won the game. I just think Rivers coming off the bye, being at home, they're not home, being rested and coming to Houston, which isn't far. I just think the Chargers are a little better than Houston today, and that's the only reason I'm taking them. They're rested. Houston's coming off. Well, this could spark them, but I'm taking the Chargers.
Well, I found the ref's cell phone, by the way, and there were at least 4 missed calls on it. So,
Hawks, Bucks, no, nothing.
All right, I like the Hawks all the way. I like the Hawks all the way through the season.
Really?
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson is suddenly in control again. I think that the defense has shown its ability to dominate on all 3 levels, really. Fewest points against, I believe, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they are the fewest points against. And the Buccaneers are a frighteningly inconsistent team. One week it's 30, 1 week it's 7. One week it's 30, 1 week it's 7.
This is the off week.
Going against the suffocating Seattle safeties.
Seattle suffocating safety.
I like the Hawks on the road.
yeah, Seattle for sure. You know, they're coming off a couple of highs. They beat the Patriots. Yeah, I said it out loud. They beat the Patriots. You know, they shouldn't have, but they did. And let's face it, the Buccaneers. Who? Why? Where? How? When? Never are they going to beat the Seahawks.
I don't know. This is one of those games where you want to say, well, this is why they play the game, because we can all write off Tampa Bay. And you know what? They've got a decent enough defense. Seattle's offense isn't scary good. However, Wilson is playing better than ever. Rawls is only back for a second or third week, and they lost Procise, the rookie, had that spectacular run, out for the season. So,
You know, honestly, I missed that.
yeah.
But if you want to raise a running back, name your kid CJ, because you got CJ Procise, CJ Anderson, and CJ Spiller. If I had a chance to go back 12 years, I'd be little
Brown.
CJ Brown would be running the ball.
Look at that little brown guy
Look at that
go.
little CJ go.
But I'm taking
Sorry.
the Hawks.
There you go.
Oh, Patriots, Jets. Why don't you take this one,
Yeah,
Timothy?
that's yours.
I think the Jets are going to win because of a lightning strike or a plane crash or special brownies left in the.
Punctured lung.
Yeah,
perhaps?
exactly. No, they just slapped some duct tape on him. He's okay now. Because he just ate half of a freaking deer right on the parking lot because someone ran it over on the way in. The thing about the Jets is you don't know who's going to show up. Most likely, a bunch of guys in green.
Typically,
A bunch of guys in green. The quarterback, who's the quarterback this week?
Fitzpatrick.
two fits or not two fits? That is the
Fitztragic.
question.
His name is Fitztragic. He should shave his beard.
Patrick.
And exactly, Pick Six Patrick.
I made that one up.
I like that one.
I'm sticking.
That was good. You just did that.
No, I made that up
Oh,
weeks ago.
weeks
Don't
ago,
you
I
watch
forgot.
the show?
I know.
I
You
know.
should
I'm
watch
too
the
busy
show.
filming the show to watch it.
I'll get you a subscription to HBO. It's gonna be a closer game than I would be comfortable with.
I agree. I think the Pats are no longer the machine that they typically have been over the years.
True.
And this is one of those games the Jets can steal. And not because you're on the show, I just have a gut feeling the Jets in an upset. My upset of the week.
I completely disagree. I think the Patriots out-coach them. I think they out-talent them. I think it's an easy win for the Patriots. I think the Jets have quit for the season. I think that the team has no unity. I like Todd Bowles, and I hope they keep him around. But
I loved him on the wire.
he's not a guy that's going to fire the team up in the locker room, as far as I can tell. It's not going to be a win-one for the
He
for
could
the Bowles.
be in a fire and he wouldn't be on fire.
Exactly.
Great player, great coordinator. We're going to find out if he can come back. 10 wins in his first season as a coach. Now adversity, but I don't think he turns it around this season. I think the Jets need to think very seriously about making a change at quarterback permanent. What is the point of playing Fitzpatrick here? Makes no damn sense to me at all.
Because your other answer is Bryce Petty.
No, they
Well,
wanna
I
make-
think
they
you
wanna
need
make Butler more viable for when he needs a new contract by catching all those interceptions.
If you need to clear house in the quarterback, you need to know that. So the only way to know that is let him play. And I didn't think Petty looked all that bad out there. So I put out Petty, and if he gets hurt or if he throws 3 picks, I put out Hackenberg
Well,
because I got no future with
Well, yeah.
Fitzpatrick. None. So
Petty would play better than
And
either.
if Petty, they were free falling. So you see what
Oh,
we did there.
goodness me. The Jets might have quit,
I
and the
don't know.
only thing we can hope is that their fans do too.
That's right.
I think you know who I'm talking to.
and even the
Chad.
loser gets lucky sometimes.
Oh,
But not this time.
Oh.
Listen, if there's a breakdown on the Patriots side,
Oh,
then, you know,
oh boy.
I can't do any more time.
Well, I won't back down from my
I'll feel
pick.
like a
Ah,
refugee
taking the
after
Jets.
that.
Nice.
Okay?
All right, what's next? Panthers. I wrote Panthers, not Panthers. So
Panthers.
Panthers and
At the Raiders. and I like the upset here. I think the Raiders are at a huge disadvantage having played at altitude on a Monday night, traveling from Mexico City. I think the Panthers.
6 miles?
But how scary?
What, to
scary.
Oakland?
How scary is the Luke Kuechly, like crying as he's taken off the field, concussion injury? Like, there's a guy. I mean, he's leading or one of the leading tacklers in the league every year, and there's a guy where you have to start going. Is this something you need to worry about? Like,
Yes,
is
it is.
is this is your career going to be much shorter? Should you be wearing one of those?
Did we not learn from Junior Seau?
Nothing.
So I like the Panthers in this one based on
Wow.
the travel, the altitude, the smog in Mexico City, the sort of letdown effect of not playing on Monday night in the big game in front of the Stadium Azteca. Go! Give me the Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah, Panthers. I can't stand him, but he's really good, which pisses me off.
And he's a sharp-dressed man.
Well, he looked like a clown with that. I love the feather with that, and the hat, and those funny shoes.
He is a shark.
You know, and
And the
if
goldfish
you
in the heels
and
was
if
a
you
nice touch.
tackle him,
Yeah.
he's going to tell the commissioner, who's a dick, by the way. Fuck you, Roger. Anyways,
Family show.
oh, I'm sorry. There was a movie called
The opinions
Roger
expressed
and
on
Me,
Electric
made
Phil
by
may not
that
be our own.
fat guy from Detroit about Roger Smith, the GM guy. There's going to be a movie I make called You, Roger, and Me. It's gonna be a redo. No, I can't imagine that the Raiders
Bartender.
are gonna win. By any stretch. I mean,
He is the bartender.
I am the bartender.
Sorry.
But the cartel released the families of those referees, so the Raiders after the Raiders won, so it's all good. I think it's going to be a blowout.
I think the Panthers are doomed on offense this year. They really don't do anything exciting. Olsen's been good, but not great. Cam's been mediocre at best. I think Rivera's gone at the end of the season. And I think the Raiders are destined to win a bunch of games in a row here, and I'm taking the Raiders. I just think after watching last night, take away those penalties or the non-touchdown, that's an offense that can score, and I like them to win this game.
Brother-in-law will love hearing that.
And without Kuechly, Fran and Ollie, I don't think the Panthers' defense has much bite.
Chiefs.
Oh, I see what
Nice.
you did there, Brian.
Chiefs at Broncos. And if you look at these two teams, they're amazingly similar. They're both, they're on offense and defense, they're like right next to each other in most of the categories. Well,
Yep.
excuse me, on offense, they're right next to each other on most of the categories. The Broncos are 3-3 in their last 6 games. Chiefs have been on a roll. Chiefs are also, I think, first or second in takeaways. But that's a little skewed because they got like 14 of them against the Jets and about 5 of them against the Jags.
The Jets were having a fire sale at football. That day.
It seems to me that the Chiefs are fundamentally flawed when it comes to going up against the Broncos because the Broncos defense is just perfect for shutting down what the Chiefs do. Alex Smith is not going to throw it deep on you. He's not going to beat
Right.
you with the bombs. And the Broncos are going to disrupt the short pass routes.
And they're not going to get the run game going
And
against this team.
And they're going to get to them.
Yeah.
So I think the Broncos win this one at home and rather easily. I think they expose the Chiefs this week.
All Siemens has to do, whatever his name is, Trevor Siemens, all he has to do is not turn the ball over, and they should win this game. Just manage it, run the ball. All the Broncos have to do in this game is run the ball because the Chiefs are not they lost to the Buccaneers, for God's sake. Second game on the road, Broncos.
It's going to be the Von Miller show, without a doubt. He's going to
be in his face all day.
punish.
Is that the 8:30 game? Ugh, that's a Sunday night game.
Yeah, don't be playing football during Westworld.
That's actually, I mean, matchup-wise and record-wise and playoff implications-wise, it's a good game. But I don't think it's going to be a good game.
I don't think so either.
I think the Broncos are going to romp.
Okay.
Thank you. Green Bay at the Eagles. And when your Monday Night Football commercials are like, desperation makes for two teams fighting for a win, it means you've got a crappy matchup. I mean, let's face fact.
That's true.
Mike McCarthy, people are like going through his desk to see if there's anything good in there to take.
I found a Zag nut.
Hey, Brett Favre socks.
Still smell.
He won't be around long to notice these are gone.
He's not. He's done.
I'm taking his parking space.
He'll get a job, too.
So, two teams that have underperformed expectations from the beginning of the season, but the expectations for the Eagles were a lot lower, and the expectations for the Packers were a ton higher. The whole dialogue going into this was, oh, they get Jordy Nelson back. Now they'll be back together. But they're not. And there's something fundamentally wrong in that team. I think that a coaching change is probably their best bet because you're not getting rid of Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Which is a shame.
But it's actually something that crossed my mind, which is an amazing thought. When you look at a team that's lost 4 in a row, that he's calling out as listless, and they come out listless again, maybe he's lost the locker room.
I told you that weeks ago. I said Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the back of his team.
Oh, Stu, with the I told you.
He blames everybody else for the shortcomings of the team, and I'm not saying it's his fault they suck. It's the coaching staff. They don't have a running back on the team. Their DBs are getting burnt on almost every goddamn passing play. I mean, if Mariota is crushing you and Kirk Cousins is crushing you, you don't have
Kirk
DBs.
He crushed him.
He crushed him. 400
I
yards
think I
or
just
so?
called him Kirk Crushins.
Did I? Kirk
I
Crushins.
did.
Oh, okay. Trademark, electric football.
Ooh, that's nice.
Kirk Crushings.
If it wasn't for the discount double check, Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have a future. In fact, in a head-to-head matchup, I think Flo from Progressive will kick his ass. Something's wrong with him, and they're not talking about it.
They don't like him.
Well, maybe they don't like him. Maybe he's an asshole. Maybe he leaves the toilet seat up. Maybe he leaves the power trowel on the toilet. I don't know. But there's something inherently wrong in the locker room in Green Bay.
Oh, it's they're done.
Stinks like a 20-week-old fish.
So is it Eagles?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah, Eagles. That kid.
We didn't even talk about
What's
the
that
Eagles,
kid?
but
What's that kid's
Wentz.
name?
Sproles.
Wentz. Pete Wentz. Wasn't
we
he
love
in-
Sproles.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
In, wasn't he in
give some love for
Fanboy?
Darren
Little Darren Sproles is going to have a little day against them. I think they're just going to throw short to him and watch him run 80 yards. I mean, the guy's having, another Sproles-like season here. The Eagles are fighting for the playoffs. The Packers know they're done. What are you going to do? Come out and win one here? Meh.
Who wants to lose less?
All right, folks.
Grab a cheesesteak, watch the Eagles wins.
So that's electric
Hats
football.
of Geno's.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Turkey Day. Remember what you're thankful for.
Wins.
And electric football.
Goodbye.